Welcome back. Thank you for joining forpay.org. This is Consumers Dr. Bengala. Today's topic, the other day I was explaining to you about self-prostate exam. When I mentioned about self-prostate exam, a lot of people must have really thought, hey, what the heck is self-prostate exam? How can you do a self-prostate exam? I don't know how many of you know, because self-breast exam, there are a lot of things you can do yourself. But when it comes to self-prostate exam, I'll tell you today, this is a part 2 of self-prostate exam. I'm a urologist. I must have done, 30, 40,000 rectal exams. Believe me, folks. A lot of people, when you talk about something intrusive, you have to, somebody has to, put a finger inside and check your prostate. We don't need to do all that. There are technology. Let's talk about technology, man. You're talking about technology, I'll tell you. You have ultrasound probes coming up, folks. Ultrasound probes, you name it. These probes will be available. They're already there. It's just a matter of these companies coming up, and for your consumer, this is what the market is driving them to make these probes. I had a probe where you can look inside your ear, you can look inside your throat, you can look inside anywhere. There's a little camera attached to it. It's $20, folks. Same thing with ultrasound. When you have an ultrasound, you can, I'm pretty sure for lay people it's hard to tell what an ultrasound does. Basically, when you pass some sound waves, ultrasound waves, it reflects back. If it gives you a reflection, then you can pretty much backs onto the probe and you can pretty much tell if it's a solid growth or is a water-filled or a cyst. It's an important information in medicine, because we want to know if it is solid or a little bubble. That's probably better to say. It's a little bubble with a fluid or it's solid. Ultrasound detects that solid versus bubble. Solid means if it's like a tissue all inside, there's nothing, and whereas the bubble means it basically is little fluid filled or vacuum or air. So that differentiation is important in a lot of areas, folks. Even on the skin, if you want to know what it is, if it's a solid or a cyst, you need to. But what I'm talking about is self-prostate exam done by an ultrasound. Yes. There's an ultrasound probe, should be, I'm sure it should be coming. Consumers demand those kind of tools, because it detects. If you do a self-rectal exam, instead of putting a finger, you don't even have to put a finger. You can put a little probe inside the rectum. It does the ultrasounds and you can check your prostate. And the images, what you get from the ultrasound, are on your mobile phone, man. Mobile phone. And your mobile phone will give you a diagnosis. It'll tell you if it is a solid or cyst. It's as simple as that, folks. If the ultrasound, if you put a probe inside and move around, take some images and get those images, feed it to a computer, it'll give you the results. You go to a urologist, just charge you $200, $300 to examine you, do all sorts of. Even you can use that probe anywhere. There are several probes. You put it in the belly. You can put it. It'll tell you what it is. Is a solid or cyst, and that image is what you get. Like a capsule endoscopy, it'll give you pictures, images on your mobile phone, and if you feed it to a computer, it'll give you if there is a suspicious site. Yes, same thing. Ultrasound probe images, what you get it on your mobile technology, can be read by a computer, or you can, if you're a physician, obviously you can easily detect, but I would say the computers, if you feed the images into a computer or any mobile phone, it'll give you the results of your ultrasound results. Ultrasound will be a common tool. It could be flexible, rigid. There are different sizes of probes. If there's a market, folks. People want to get into this kind of gadgets. I'm telling you, they are there, and people can. It's a good business. These technologies with probes. Now they have sensors. You can check your temperature. You can check your pulse. You can check your heart rate. Things like the same thing with the ultrasound. Ultrasound probe has a lot more applications in different fields. If it's flexible, you can use the flexible probe. And if it's a rigid probe, yes, it can be used. It's an interesting time, folks. This is something to think about and something for people to be aware about. Thank you guys for listening. This is Consumers Dr. Bengala. Technology and empowering the consumer. That's the focus. Empowering the consumer. This is forpay.org. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye and God bless.